Hello and welcome to another furnishing video. This is now the third part of furnishing my Echo mansion in Bridgeport, and for this part I'm furnishing the private house of Ethel, who lives in this mansion. Like from above, the area that is private to Ethel looks pretty small, but most of her rooms are actually underground. Only the office is on the same level as the other parts of the building, and that's actually the area I'm starting with. But first I wanted to do the stairs, so I have a little idea what color scheme I wanted to go for. I just made it black so it fits the door that you see in the beginning. And actually in the end I made everything super colorful, so it doesn't really matter that the stairs are black, but at least they're super modern and fit with the rest of the look, I guess. So I had some problems furnishing this weirdly shaped room. Like at the first look it just looks like a rectangular room with some cut off corners here, but the problem was that it wasn't aligned with the grid. It was more on a diagonal with the grid, and if you ever build in The Sims on a diagonal, you know the struggle. It can look really weird, and also the stairs in the middle of the room really made some trouble with a building, but there was not really another way where I could have placed those stairs, so the room downstairs makes sense, but I only had to fit an office in that room, so I didn't need so much space, so I just thought it would be fine, and in the end it turned out pretty cute. I wanted to do something with these glass desks here, but it was a bit too much glass desks. I used the same glass desk that I also used in the entrance room, and then I colored like this one orange and the other one pink, but in the end it was just a little bit too much, so I got rid of the other two glass tables and just used that one that I also used in the entrance building. And for the color scheme I mostly used orange with a bit of pink because I thought that looked really cute and bright and happy. And I wanted to make a little seating area in that corner, but then I realized this is probably the only way to get to the other side of that desk in the end, so I had to keep that clear so Sims could walk by past this corner. So in the end I just think I put in a stereo, and then I found this desk. This is so beautiful. It's not as modern as the other furnishing items, but it is so cute, and unfortunately the cool side of that desk that I thought was the front was actually the part where you put in the chair, so I just put two of those desks together so I would have that a nice front facing like the doors, so when you come in that room you see that cool front. And then I searched for some seats that could sit like across of the desk, so if Ethel has to talk someone could sit like on the other room, like in any other, I don't know, meeting room or office. So that's how I did that, and again I used a more like classic and not too modern item, but I gave it like a more muted color. And also this like old school stereo here in the corner. I don't know, it doesn't look like super modern, but with a lot of colors and other modern items I think it doesn't look too old school as well. Like it's kind of a mixture and also very maximalist, but obviously I couldn't put too much stuff in that room or it would be not routable anymore for the Sims. I hope it is routable, but I will have to test that out. And then again some more carpets, like this pink one is probably one of my favorite ones I have. Like it is so beautiful, and again it has more of a classical old school like pattern on it, but still with the pink I think it looks so cool and modern as well. And then I went on the hunt for a round table for that corner. I couldn't find one that I actually liked, so I just used like a standard one and gave it a cool funky pattern on the border, and I think that also turned out pretty nice. Then I had that picture that I saved from my last building video because I wanted to use it in this area. And yes, I had that idea to put some curtains around these doors to make it like not so see-through, but in the end I just left those pinks, like pink curtains on the upper part of the door because I was a bit scared that the curtains would block like the way in for the Sims, like the overhead cabinet did for the fridge in the kitchen in the visitor's house. But I have to test out if those curtains also block Sims from entering, like I don't know, but then I probably will just put them like on top of that bookshelf on the wall. Obviously I had to use a ton of plants to make it a bit more lived in and just cuter. Like I think plants always elevate in space. It looks just so much nicer with that. I also decorated with a few things in that bookshelf. I didn't know that was possible. It's probably not like a real bookshelf that can be used by Sims. It's just a decorative one, but that's fine. Like it still looks cute. And with that... Oh, okay, I put a little seat in there for Ethel to sit there and listen to music. And then I'm done with the office. And now for her bedroom. Like I did want to make it more modern than the upstairs, like again like a mixture of modern and classical stuff and a lot of funky colors and patterns. I just think that Ethel is like a really happy and cool person who likes a lot of color in her life and just really enjoys colorful things. So that's what I tried to mimic here, like her personality. I tried to do something with those nightstands, but in the end I realized I can't recolor them and the white was just a bit too boring for me, so I got rid of them and used some others. And I gave them the same like rose gold peach metallic color that I also used upstairs for all of the metallic objects. And then I remembered that I need a walk-in closet for Ethel. Like I have made this collection with some clothes on these rails, but I think I need to get some different ones because those were actually the only ones I had, and I think the colors are a bit crazy. But for Ethel I think it's fine. Like I would imagine her wearing really colorful crazy clothes, and I actually didn't even try if I could recolor them. I just accepted it as it was, so maybe I have to test that out when I use them next time. But I still need some more variety, so I have to go on a hunt for some more of these clothes rails. And then I just put down some handbags there. So like I don't know, someone who's that rich has probably a few handbags. Like I didn't know what to put there. Anything else, like her shoes are more in the entrance area, so I didn't want to put shoes down there. And then I don't know, I always think that like a cute little bench makes sense for like a walk-in closet, so you can just sit down for a moment, or if you maybe have to put on socks or something, I think that just makes sense. And then I use this like huge mirror to kind of corner off that walk-in closet, like it's a bit more of its own room because it is only in that little corner there. And some plants like always. And then like I didn't really know what to do with that whole bedroom. It is kind of big but also not, and again it's in that super weird like diagonal, so I didn't really know how to like furnish it and what decorations I put down. But what always helps is a huge wall shelf. And I thought I make a little reading nook for Ethel there, so if she just wants to be alone and not in like the big area of the house, so she has this cute little area just for herself where no one is bothering her, no one is seeing her, like she can just be alone down there. And again, everything metal I just turned into this super cute rose peach gold color, and everything else just got like this cute bright orange color. And I really like that color scheme. I just really like funky colors as well, so maybe that's just my preference. I should really make a build with some more muted colors to see if I can also do that. Like, this is not my best work, but I'm pretty happy with that. I really need to get into building and furnishing again, because I haven't done that for forever. Like, I mostly built some shells and then never actually furnished it, even though furnishing was actually my favorite part of building. But now I actually enjoy building more, like only shells and not bother with all the inside stuff. But probably only because like I had so much problems with a lag while furnishing, and also, like I said in the last part, my game crashed so often while decorating, and that was no fun anymore. So that's probably why this took so much like joy out of the furnishing process, but maybe now I can relive that. And yeah, then I wanted to decorate this little wall shelf there. Unfortunately, I couldn't put the stuff on directly, so I used again the One More Slot Please surfaces. This is always a bit tedious to put them down, but I think it's worth it. It looks so much more cute and lived in, so I always like enjoy to do that. It's not that much of a hassle. And then I think I'm already done with the bedroom. Like, this took really long, like this is 6 times speed, but then I'm done, and then I had to get to the bathroom. Like, this is like a huge room. I could have also put probably a part of this walk-in closet in this room, because this is just a huge room for a bathroom. I didn't know why I don't like use that space for something else, but it is actually just a huge bathroom. I cornered off a little sauna and also like a bit too big of a toilet room. And I first had that idea to put the bathtub like in the middle of the room, and I actually wanted to put it on a platform, but that didn't work out. So I just made some different color on the floor, and then I found this cute like room divider in that C shape. And I tried a lot of things out in that moment, like how I wanted to do it, but in the end I think it turned out pretty nice, like for a bathroom. Like, I don't enjoy making bathrooms, but I think like I made something with that. And in the end, actually this whole room is just going to consist of that bathtub and those 2 shower heads. So I really like use this space not so well, but with like that much space for a bathroom, like why would I cramp up everything in one corner? I just made it like super maximalist huge. I don't know if that's actually a word or like an architecture style, but whatever. Like, it is still not really that colorful, but I think with this wavy glass room dividers it's still a bit maximalist, I guess. Also, I wanted to do something with those plants there. Like, I wanted to do a whole row of plants. Like, it looks like there's like tiny wood or like tiny forest, or like, I don't know, something like a ton of brushes out there, but I couldn't find enough plants that gave off the same vibe. So I like deleted almost everything. I just left in some, I even tried to put in some outside brushes in there, but then I gave up because it just looked a little bit ridiculous. And then I like that idea. Like I put in some pools in that corner, like I blacked them out in the end, so it isn't like too stark bright blue. But I can imagine if it's night and I put in some pool lights, this will look really, really cool. I also tried to turn off, like change the day to night in build mode, but as I said in the last video, the lights don't turn automatically on for me for whatever reason, so it didn't work. But I think when I play, this will look really cool. Yeah, and then I get to this super big toilet room there. Like it is a 3x3 room, like too big for just a toilet, but I didn't know what I should put in else. Like that's just a toilet now. And then I also put in a ton of like full-size mirrors behind those shower heads, and I think this put everything really well together. Like I'm pretty proud of that bathroom, even though it is so empty, and I do not like to make bathrooms, but I'm pretty proud. Like that turned out very modern and expensive looking, and I think it's the perfect feature for Ethel's private bathroom down there. I also wanted to put in like a walkway with a rug, but then I just thought, yeah, why not do that with like the same black tile. I also blacked out like that area around those curved room dividers, and in the end I think it turned out pretty cute. Then I also had this little terrace out there in front of Ethel's room, like with a view into or more out of the walk-in closet, like something to sit there and maybe drink a coffee or read a book and have a view out on the city. And then there was this small secret room I have there. I don't know, I just wanted to try a lot out with the constraint floor elevation tool when I did this build. So these windows in the back, they have a view into the pool. Obviously it doesn't work with the Sims 3 that you have actually a view in the pool. It is a bit glitched, but just for imagining, I think that would be really cool to have that room down there where you could, in the one side, look into the city, and on the other side you look into that pool. Like that was just a cool like thing that I imagined in my head. Yes, and then I remembered, obviously Ethel is an actress, so she would need like a vanity where she does her makeup. Like I don't think that Ethel is too much into makeup and making herself look great, but still she's an actress, so I thought that would make sense. So then I could finally use that glass desk that I used in the office before and didn't like fit in. And I just decorated it with a few things like some jewelry and some makeup. Again, I had to use the one more slot please surfaces because I didn't have enough space on the desk anymore to put that stuff down. But that turned out really cute as well. And I also wanted to put a light on that vanity because obviously when you do your makeup you need some light, but it just didn't look right, so I just left it. And then I remembered I forgot to put down some lights. Like I still put down the debug lights in the end, but still for realism's sake I wanted to put down some lights. And especially those two I put in the office. I really loved, like I never saw those, but they fit in like perfectly. I also made them this rose gold color and it's just looking really beautiful. And this is how it all turned out. So I'm pretty happy with how it looks in the end. It's very colorful and I think it gives off the vibe I wanted for Ethel. And I hope everything is also playable in-game. And yeah, that's it. So thank you a lot for watching and I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope I see you in the next part. Bye!